Welcome back to the Perspectives of the Bible. As we gather once more to delve into the depths of Christian teachings, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and activate the notifications. Join our vibrant community on this enlightening journey. Today, we embark on an emotional and insightful exploration titled Embracing Imperfection: Lessons from Moses' Anger. Moses, a cornerstone in biblical history, is celebrated not only for his unmatched leadership, but for his profound emotional journey. His life is marked by the struggle between faith and human emotion, making him a relatable figure for many. An examination of his moments of anger, particularly in pivotal situations, reveals the richness of his character and offers us invaluable lessons. As we navigate our own quests for perfection amidst imperfections, we can learn so much from Moses' experiences. So, what can Moses teach us about confronting our flaws and embracing our emotional realities? Let us journey deeper into this transformative theme of self-acceptance and emotional awareness. To truly understand Moses' emotional turmoil, we must first appreciate the landscape of his life. Leading the Israelites out of the bondage of Egypt was no ordinary task. It was a monumental odyssey filled with trials, despair, and transformative moments. One of the most memorable episodes in the book of Exodus captures the moment when Moses emerged from Mount Sinai, clutching the tablets inscribed with divine commandments, only to find his people worshiping a golden calf. This wasn't just a moment of disappointment, it was a complex emotional upheaval layered with feelings of betrayal, loss, and frustration. In examining this historical event, we can reflect our own emotional lives and draw connections to our modern struggles. Moses' explosive reaction wasn't merely a response to idolatry, it was a manifestation of deeper emotional wounds. Witnessing the defiance of his own people struck a profound chord within him. The act of smashing the tablets was more than just anger in action. It symbolized a catastrophic rupture, not only in his relationship with the Israelites, but also in their sacred covenant with God. This pivotal incident serves as a stark reminder that unchecked emotions can lead to irrevocable consequences not only in our spiritual lives, but also in our interpersonal relationships. However, Moses' journey through anger offers essential lessons about humility, authenticity, and the astonishing beauty found within imperfections. His rage does not diminish his role as a revered leader. Rather, it humanizes him. It serves as a reminder of the shared humanity that binds us all. Embracing our imperfections requires us to acknowledge that feelings of anger, disappointment, and frustration are integral parts of our human stories. Instead of viewing these emotions as shortcomings, we can choose to navigate them productively, understanding their contribution to our personal growth. Following his intense outburst, rather than surrendering to blame or guilt, Moses seized the opportunity to seek divine understanding from God, engaging in reflective dialogue. This moment highlights a crucial truth. By owning our emotional responses and utilizing them as catalysts for introspection, we can cultivate deeper connections with ourselves and those around us. The next time you feel anger beginning to bubble within, ask yourself, what message is this emotion trying to convey? Is there a deeper concern that requires your attention? This narrative also emphasizes the transformative power of vulnerability. After the turmoil of encountering the Israelites' folly, Moses chose not to retreat into isolation. He embraced a more profound connection with God. How often do we shy away from revealing our imperfections, unsure if they will undermine our roles as mentors, leaders, or friends? In reality, our capacity for meaningful relationships often flourishes through shared emotional experiences marked by raw honesty. Living out our Christian values entails extending grace not only to others but to ourselves as well, especially during times of struggle. In summary, Moses' life illustrates that imperfection is not simply an unavoidable aspect of existence. It is a fundamental component of our human experience. Acknowledging this truth opens up pathways for profound personal growth and increased empathy. Accepting our flaws enables us to understand others at a deeper level, enriching our relationships as we navigate life's journey. Remember, The next time anger surges within you, reflect on the valuable teachings left behind by Moses. Allow this feeling to guide you, treasure its lessons, and navigate your way toward transformation. As we venture further into Moses' story, we uncover a rich tapestry of human emotion, particularly the intricate complexities that surround his anger. The critical moment when Moses confronted the Israelites worshiping the golden calf after coming down from Mount Sinai is a key turning point, Exodus 32-19020, and holds immense significance. His furious encounter with the Israelites, culminating in the shattering of the 2 tablets bearing the 10 Commandments, represents more than a mere emotional outburst. It severed a sacred covenant between God and his people, illustrating how ungoverned emotions can lead us astray from our spiritual journeys. To comprehend the full implications of Moses' anger, we must place ourselves in his shoes. After 40 days and nights in the divine presence, absorbing profound instructions from God, returning only to find his people lost in disobedience, left him crushed. The emotions of disappointment and frustration surging through Moses mirror our own experiences. We often feel shattered and disheartened when those we trust let us down. His narrative serves as a crucial reminder. While it's entirely human to feel anger, managing those emotions responsibly is essential to maintaining our spiritual and emotional integrity. What is it about the story of Moses' anger that resonates so deeply within us? It reflects critical lessons: the struggle for control, the pursuit of justice, and the journey toward reconciliation. Let's delve deeper into these themes to unpack their significance in our lives. First, the struggle for control emerges as a central theme. As a dedicated leader, Moses battled with the unsettling knowledge that he could not dictate the actions of the Israelites. Their disobedience placed him in a position of feeling powerless. This struggle against the uncontrollable echoes in our own lives. The realization that letting go of the need to control others liberates us encourages patience and self-restraint. By concentrating on how we respond, rather than attempting to manipulate the world around us, we can cultivate a more positive and constructive environment. Moving forward, we see the longing for justice manifesting in Moses' righteous anger. His indignation arose from witnessing what he perceived as a blatant betrayal of the covenant with God. However, this moment becomes a poignant illustration of the dangers of acting on impulse in response to anger. Instead of rushing into justice-seeking, we are encouraged to take a step back, reflect on our emotions, and consider their consequences. Ephesians 4:26 wisely reminds us, "In your anger, do not sin," emphasizing the significance of channeling our emotional energy into constructive resolutions instead of destructive actions. Finally, we arrive at the vital theme of reconciliation. Following his emotional eruption, Moses climbed Mount Sinai again to plead for his people's forgiveness. This humble act underscores the importance of acknowledging our own faults in a world often defined by division and discord. Striving for unity, even when faced with emotional setbacks, is a profound aspect of our spiritual journey. Moses' story illustrates that despite the vast emotional landscapes we traverse, maintaining a focus on reconciliation fosters healing and understanding. The key takeaway from this narrative is transparent. Feeling anger is an intrinsic part of the human experience, but our responses ultimately dictate the outcome. Embracing our imperfections invites us to see our emotional shortcomings as stepping stones toward personal and spiritual growth. By acknowledging and processing these feelings, we nurture self-awareness and empathy, guiding us closer to God's purposes and aligning our actions with His teachings. As we continue to reflect on Moses' character, we uncover invaluable lessons regarding the beauty inherent in embracing our imperfections. Moses, known for his leadership role, is also characterized by very human flaws that parallel our own struggles. A particularly telling incident, the moment he struck the rock in anger, numbers 27,112, epitomizes the critical repercussions of unchecked emotional expressions. This episode brings forth a vital truth. While our imperfections may yield significant consequences, they also create fertile ground for growth and deeper understanding. Let's take a moment to pause and reflect. How often do we shy away from confronting our limitations, convinced that they obstruct our spiritual effectiveness? Just as Moses had to face his shortcomings, we must acknowledge that our imperfections can lead us toward greater reliance on God's grace. Our failures serve as poignant reminders that guide us back to the divine, illustrating that perfection is far from a prerequisite for faithfulness or fulfilling God's ultimate purpose in our lives. Interestingly, the way God responded to Moses' anger reveals profound insights. Instead of withdrawing in disappointment, God provided guidance and direction. When navigating feelings of anger or frustration, whether rooted in personal limitations, witnessing injustice, or facing complex relationships, embracing these emotions is essential. By confronting them, we engage in authentic conversations with God, ultimately enhancing our understanding of ourselves while fostering spiritual growth. Despite his shortcomings, Moses emerged as a pivotal figure in biblical history, highlighting the impactful reality that God can use imperfect individuals to accomplish remarkable ends. The Bible is filled with characters who faced failures yet were reshaped and redirected by God's guiding hand. Consider King David. Despite his grievous actions concerning Bathsheba, which led to dire personal consequences, he is still remembered as a man after God's own heart. Acts 13:22. This reveals that no matter how many mistakes we make, we can still align ourselves with God's purpose and engage fully in cultivating our spiritual paths. To actively embrace our imperfections, think about incorporating these practical steps into your daily life. First, engage in purposeful self-reflection through journaling, which promotes deeper understanding of your emotions and reactions. This practice serves as a powerful tool for unearthing feelings that linger beneath the surface, allowing us to interact more meaningfully with them. Secondly, nurture connections in a supportive community where individuals share their journeys of vulnerability and accountability. This communal support magnifies the healing process, fostering collective growth. Finally, dedicate time to prayer, seeking God's wisdom and grace to navigate your imperfections with newfound grace. As you meditate on these insights, remember that much like Moses and David, our shortcomings do not define or disqualify us from fulfilling our divine calling. Instead, they lay the groundwork for deeper faith and enriching relationships with God. Embracing our imperfections can lead to a fuller understanding of grace while showcasing the transformative power of God's unwavering love that is at work in our lives.